Alright, so chances are, if you're watching this video, you play RS2 Vietnam. And we can all agree that it's a good game. Well, I mean, we wouldn't play it if it was a bad game. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to go into that. But look, there are some things that can make playing it quite annoying. And I'm not talking about things from like a gameplay development perspective, like, you know, bugs and stuff. Okay, there are a couple of bugs I'm going to mention. But it can also be the people that you will encounter in the rice fields. Now, before I go on, please like and subscribe. I was more or less joking when I said I wanted to hit 1K by the end of 2020. But it can actually happen. We can actually do this, so let's get there. Also, I know there are some videos you guys want, such as, you know, a flamethrower guide, helicopter guide. Those will come. Don't worry, I've written them down. I'm not gonna just forget about them. I just need time to write scripts, get good gameplay, edit the video, and make sure I know what the hell I'm talking about. Alright, so the first thing that annoys me when playing this game is when people don't forgive team kills. Now, I know there are times when your teammates do something just stupid and intentional. Like, I don't know about you guys, but playing as a commander, I've had someone, and I'm not the only one that's experienced this, I've had someone at least once come up to me and shoot me. Like, okay, if you have a problem with my commander skills, you don't need to execute me. The fucking court martials can do that. But it's times when, let's say, you know, you're shooting at an enemy and a friendly runs in front of you and dies. Now, whenever I do that, like I run in front of someone shooting, I always apologize in chat and I say that it was my fault that I died, because quite frankly, it was my fault. I should have been more careful. But you have people who don't forgive you and even go as far as to like blame you for them not making sure that they ran in front of a fully automatic 50 caliber weapon. Yeah, it's somehow my fault. But look, okay, it's even worse when you are playing Commander and you say in voice chat, alright, and even text chat, do not run onto site. If you do, you will literally be turned into a fucking fried rice. And I say it like 5 times in voice chat and in text chat. And you want to know what happens? Yeah, you guessed it. People still run onto the site and get fucking burnt. And you know, the thing is, I've even gone as far to say that during mid-game, people would still run onto my freaking artillery markers, even when I said, hey, don't go in there. I hopped off the game for like a second, Alt-Tab, thankfully the game didn't crash, went onto Discord and said, hey, can you tell me how to say fucking artillery strike on B site or whatever in Vietnamese? Because I assume that a lot of people from Vietnam and stuff play this game. And then he sent me he sent me something, and it was offensive, something very offensive in the Vietnamese language, and you could just see me typing in chat, go F your mum, basically, in all caps. I wanted to die a little bit. I was very embarrassed. Fuck you, cabbage, for doing that. And you know, the thing is, when someone runs into like an artillery strike, a napalm strike, you don't need to make the commanders feel like shit. Understandably, there are times where they call in just like a bad artillery strike. Fair enough. But a lot of commanders, that's not their intentions. They want to win just as much as you do. And yes, they do feel like shit when they napalm you on accident, because you know, they don't even have any control over like the direction of a napalm strike. Also, I don't know if anyone else does this, but whenever someone team kills me, I wait till they say sorry in chat until I press the forgive button. But even yet, if it wasn't something like intentional or outright stupid, I end up forgiving them regardless, but it just doesn't feel as good pressing that button unless they say sorry. Come on, surely I'm not the only one that feels that way. Alright, so moving on to the next thing that annoys me. When playing this game, when people decide to pick the same map, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Like, I understand that Hue City is a good map, fair enough, but having to play on it 3 times in a row does my absolute head in, especially when it's one of those maps or servers where like it's not just one game each map, it's like one game and then you switch to the other team. Having to do I'm trying to do the math. Having to do Hue City 6 times in a row is enough to make anyone go insane. And don't get me started if it's people pick a resort. I like resort. I don't mind it. It's fun to play at least like once a blue moon. There's no harm in doing it like once. But then when you have to do it 6 times in a row, I just want to turn my computer off and just go to bed. And you know what? Speaking of Hue City, I don't have a freaking NASA supercomputer. And whenever I'm on Hue City, all you have to do is just throw a couple of smokes and my computer is like like out the window. Okay, I'm getting like 20 FPS. Don't even get me started when I'm using a sniper on Hawaii City. I lose so much frames for some reason. Now, the next thing I absolutely hate, right? I don't know about you guys, but when you die, obviously when you die, I mean, obviously everyone hates that, but it's when you are 0.1 seconds off of respawning and then your squad leader or squad tunnel dies or gets destroyed. Like, I'm spectating my squad leader and I'm like, please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. And then I see them die because of an RPG related illness. But speaking of spawning, don't you hate it when you're 0.1 seconds off of respawning and you either get blown up by an artillery or get shot by a sniper or get burnt by a flamethrower? Like, that pisses me off so freaking much because you were taken out of the game for 15 seconds, which in all honesty is the longest 15 seconds like ever. Come on, let's be honest. And then having to do it again after respawning. Alright, so the next thing is sometimes when you pick a class, right, and you want to change the weapon, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but the scroll, like the slider and the scroll wheel just becomes bugged. And when you slide down, it'll just go back up, meaning you can't switch a weapon at the bottom of the list. Like, for God's sakes, I just want to use some Moz and Nagants. Why are you preventing me from using it? Alright, so my next complaint, rant, whatever you want to call it, is about commanders, okay? And no, I'm not the type of person that blames the commander if we lose and whatnot. No one is a good commander as soon as they hit level 25 or whatever the requirements is. The only way a commander can get better is through practice, which is hard to do in an offline map or in the training map and whatnot. So they have to do it in a public server. Yes, commanders, no matter how good, make mistakes. It happens. You just get over it. But the thing that annoys me is commanders who don't really do anything and just take up the spot. And I'm talking about commanders who don't use any abilities. I'm talking about no arty, no Ho Chi Minh, no napalm, no nothing. I don't know what. Like, what are they doing on that freaking radio? Are they talking to their girlfriend instead of talking to their team? And that's another thing, right? I understand if someone doesn't want to use their voice in game or in the voice chat, you shouldn't be shamed for not using a mic, because sometimes I personally feel nervous whenever I speak to my team as a commander. I know, but it's people who don't even type anything in chat and then just drop a napalm strike or arty strike on a point. And yes, we can see on the map that an arty is coming in, but it's also good if a commander is able to relay this information to the team before we actually run onto the points and whatnot. Like, they can say artillery strike 1 minute in random grid coordinates like H5 keypad 9. If they're able to use a keypad system, even better. And even if they were to just type this in chat, because obviously the commander's, you know, chat is highlighted, that's still better than not saying anything in my opinion. But anyways, those are a couple of things that kind of just irritate me about RS2 Vietnam from time to time. Obviously, I love this game. It's one of my favorite games, and this isn't like any like criticism or any hate towards the game or anyone that plays the game. It's just, I mean, it's comedy. I thought it was funny. I'm a funny guy. But anyways, anyone that says they're funny isn't actually funny. Anyways, I'm gonna end today's video there. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Please do consider leaving a like, subscribing, sharing the video with your friends. Anyways, my name is Tantu, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.